A beautiful morning to you, and you're welcome to Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television. You're welcome to a new month, the month of June, the month of open doors, the month of fruitfulness, and definitely it is the World Cup month. It is 10 days to go till the final showdown of the World Cup. But definitely we're going to be talking about the World Cup starting off from today. Also, we'll give you an update the UEFA Champions League final between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal at Budapest. Definitely we'll be talking about that on the show this wonderful morning. And not to forget that the President Federation Cup round of 32 is upon us. Shooting Stars, Rivers United, we have Ikorodu City still in action to play for in the round of 32. Definitely we have updates from the camp of the Super Eagles. Eric Shells has opened up on some situations, and Victor Osimhen has been able to clarify that statement. The Super Falcons also is in the news. This wonderful morning we'll be giving you updates from the world of basketball. It's the final right here between San Antonio Spurs and New York Knicks. Definitely tennis is not left out. All this and more on the show this wonderful morning. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I have the expert analyst in the building this morning. Sanurudin is not looking happy, maybe because Arsenal did not lift the UEFA Champions League. But we'll find out on the show this wonderful morning. Mabuba is all smiling because the Flamingos are through to the next round of the qualification for the World Cup, and also maybe because we have the list and the friendly for the Super Falcons. Let me start off with the king of sport, Mabuba. Top of the morning to you, and how you feeling this wonderful morning?
Toluwanimi, thank you very much for having me. As you mentioned, it's a new month, a new week, and another day to talk sports. We have quite a number of activities to unpack this morning. As you mentioned, we are just 10 days away to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And we also have activities here at the local front with Honorable Coalition and being quite quite generous rather.
And honorable.
Yes, honorable with the younger generations of the Nigeria women's football team. And as you mentioned, we also have other activities to unpack right there in the NBA. And the one that I'm looking forward to the most talk about was the action that went down between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal. And I think that the fact that this was a team that we consider the Farmers League, after suffering back-to-back round of 16 exits, is now a team that is leading Europe, and they've done it back-to-back. So yeah, there's quite a lot of things for us to unpack this morning, and we can't wait to dish it out to you.
Beautiful. Sanurudin, I was coming to you. Definitely, you know that already. Sanurudin, quickly. You came to the studio this morning and you're looking all gloomy. I don't want to believe it's Arsenal. So great. So let me believe it's tennis. Let me just believe, because you know you're a man of the Roland Garros right now, and maybe that's one of the reasons why you are not excited this morning. But top of the morning to you, my brother.
Good morning to Oluwanimi. Good morning, Mabuba. Good morning to our viewers. It's nice to be back again. The situation going on around the country is part of why my face is gloomy, but we hope there's an end to the debacle that is troubling our security network and all very soon. So this morning we had the European season end on the high for PSG over the weekend. That was very fantastic. That's what I wanted. I predicted Arsenal to lose. I predicted it was going to go to extra time and penalties, and that's what happened. I'm so excited that happened. And in the tennis, the first week in Roland Garros has killed a lot of giants: Novak Djokovic, Yannick Sinner, loads of players, and Zverev is now being treated to be the one to win his first round, his first Grand Slam title. But a lot of players are in his way. They are very exciting youngsters on the scene right now. And on the WTA front as well, a lot of big stars have gone. Coco Gauff got knocked out over the weekend.
Painful.
Iga Swiatek also is out of the competition, so he leaves just Sabalenka now, who survived the first week in Roland Garros. And we have that to unpack on the show this morning. It's nice to be back again.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's start off with the local story. This wonderful morning. I'm all smiles. That can only be Paris Saint-Germain bringing peace to the world. You know, after that victory right there at Budapest. But I just hope that you know, my director will not cut me off pretty soon, because he's an Arsenal fan. All right, let's talk about the President Federation Cup quickly. Let's look at the round of 32 fixtures. You know, from the men, we have Kora United facing Sokoto United. But let's look at the big games. Wiki Tourist are going to play Bayelsa. You know, Mabuba. Rivers United are going to play Rangers International. One to look forward to. We're going to have Ikorodu City against Jigawa Golden Stars. Eyimba against Gombe United. Barao against Abakaliki. We have Shooting Stars against Kada Warriors FC. Let's start off with the big games quickly. That's going to be between Rivers and Rangers International.
Well, we noticed that I think in the past 2 weeks, Enugu Rangers were able to finally lay their hands on the NPFL title, and that was, at the disadvantage of Rivers United because they were also aiming for the NPFL title. But now I think that this could be like another opportunity for either of the teams, probably Rivers United, to maybe stick their foot in the FA Cup, because we do not know how exactly it's going to turn out. But then we know that these two sides are the tough right there in the NPFL. But I do think that I mentioned this could be like another opportunity for Rivers United to finally stick their foot in this competition, and perhaps if they eventually manage to knock out Enugu Rangers, although that's going to be a difficult task to attain. But then if they're able to eventually deal with them, I might just see them go all the way. Because they had a great run in the season. They could have actually laid their hands on the FA title instead of Enugu Rangers. But the series of away game losses that they had, including against Shooting Stars, it affected their performance and their run for the NPFL title. So perhaps they might actually find a way to get a revenge on Enugu Rangers when they go against them in the FA Cup.
I want to ask you, Sanuruddin, is it revenge for Rivers United, or maybe you think Enugu Rangers can do the double ahead of them when it comes to this encounter? Quickly.
The double, maybe that could happen, but revenge is off the tables right now. Everybody is looking for a chance. Both teams have qualified for the continent. They have continental tickets secured already. But it's just bragging rights that's between Finidi George and Filedis Ilichukwu right now. So it's just going to be exciting. Top two teams in the NPFL facing themselves right in the early stages of the Federation Cup. It's something we didn't expect, but we are ready for the blockbuster, and it's just going to be an exciting match between both sides.
Beautiful. Let's talk about Shooting Stars quickly against Kada Warriors. What are you looking forward to? Shooting Stars are up for grabs. You look at the pictures, they're excited, picking up the Continental. For you, what do you think the setup would look like for Shooting Stars against Kada Warriors?
It's going to be an exciting one as well for Shooting Stars. They are sitting on the cake right now. They got the third spot on the NPFL last season, first time in 27 years qualifying for the continent, and they can do one better by going further and maybe finally getting themselves crowned champions of the FA Cup at the end of the season. So against a Kada side that are relatively not known on the big scene on the NPFL, so it's something like right now they are the favourites to win the match, but they shouldn't be complacent. They should stick together. They have one or two of their players back after their triumph with the Unity Cup, so that's going to boost the morale of the squad as well. So all season long, they've went to 4-3-3 formation, and I think that should continue as well. Their players are well rested after about 2 or 3 weeks after celebrating the triumph of the season. So I expect the 4-3-3 formation, the regular guys should still be on the same. Maybe the French players wouldn't get a chance to represent the club as much during the NPFL season, can get a chance to show what they can do and justify the reason why they are being paid. So it's just going to be an exciting one, and I expect Shooting Stars to go to the next round of the competition.
Do you expect Shooting Stars to go to the next round?
Definitely.
Okay. Quickly, let's talk about the Ikorodu City against Jigawa Golden Stars. Maybe there's a chance for them to have a spot for the continental spot, because we still have one more spot left. And if you pick up the Presidential Federation Cup, you would have a ticket to that one. Do you think Ikorodu City can knock out Jigawa Golden Stars?
Well, for the NPFL last season, Ikorodu City did, as I mentioned, put themselves in the conversation. They weren't particularly a team that would expect so much more from, but they proved us otherwise, and they were able to, lay their stick right there in the NPFL. So when they're going against a side as this, we've seen Ikorodu City's performance at the NPFL after they secured quite a number of wins at home, and they were also quite to an extent able to, should I say, break that streak of losing away from home. Or they did suffer losses away from home, but I think going against a side as Jigawa Warriors, who are not so known who are not so in Nigerian football, I do think that Ikorodu do have a higher chance of them securing a win when they go against Jigawa Warriors. It's going to be a good result for them to be able to secure a win and maybe eventually go all the way in the Federations Cup. But as I mentioned, they've been a good size at the NPFL last season. They did quite a number of percentage performances. So I do expect them to go all in when they go against Jigawa Warriors in the upcoming FA encounter.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Let me inform you that Shooting Stars will take on Kada Warriors, just like we said, round of 32 at the Boko Katangora Stadium right there in Mina, the 1st of June. 4 p.m. is the kickoff time for you to monitor the game. If you're a Shooting Stars lover, you should be looking forward to the game today by 4 p.m. All right. Is all to play at stake, the round of 16 right there. All right. Let's move away from that. Before we talk about the Super Eagles, Sanuruddin, I'm sure you'll be excited about this one. This is coming from CAF at their set the June the 30th as deadline. CAF has told all members and association that the club will be licensed by 30th of June to enter the next season CAF Champions League and Confederation Cup. Requirements will be sporting infrastructure, administrative, legal, and financial standards. Also confirms that all head coaches and assistants must hold a CAF A license or pro license from a recognized association. So Nuruddin, this is the update. CAF is giving us deadline at 30th of June. So I was speaking to Johnson, a family to the house, and a friend to the house, and I sent him this requirement. I was asking is Shooting Stars ready to host the Confederation Cup right here in the city of Ibadan?
That's a very big question, and I hope to have one of their great officials come here and explain to us how they plan to meet up with the requirements. And I like what CAF has done. They give them ample time to prepare for it. So whoever has one or two deficiencies right now in their system, they have enough time to come together and say, okay, this is where we're going to fix it. Are we going to change grounds? Because last season in the MPFL, about 3 or 4 games were not played at Lagos Salam Stadium due to the complaints about the pitch. So, and if that's not meeting the MPFL standard, I start going to meet up with the CAF standard. So that's a very big one, and I think Shooting Stars are looking into that right now. And for the coaching,
and do you think that will affect Shooting Stars' performance not playing at their own turf? You know how great they are when playing in the city of Ibadan. So going to Abeokuta, maybe going to Ikenne or somewhere, do you think that will ample the chances of qualification?
Last time they played in Abeokuta, they played fantastic against Benedicta. They won 4-2. So I think that's a good one, but they will prefer to have the matches played at Lagos Salam Stadium because of the revenue it's going to generate and the exposure it's going to bring for the team. And so that's a very big one. And I know they are working around the clock right now, but we need to know the steps they've put in place to mitigate the effect of that requirement from CAF. And as for the technical crew and the coaching department, what's going on about that? Has the coach been enrolled since they've been alerted now that if it's not with a CAF A license, he and the assistants, they have to start doing that? Or how are they fast tracking? Because we know a lot of things done in senior climbs to help teams bridge that, or are they ready to pay the fine that comes with it? Because we've seen coaches before coach their sides in the Bundesliga or in other leagues that don't have the license to coach the teams, but the teams pay a stopgap just to help the team. So there are several things that can be done to help the team meet up with that requirements, and there's ample time for them to prepare. So apart from preparing the squad, the players and the officials that will go, there are other background things that need to go. And for the financial aspect, what are they doing to meet up? Are we not going to hear issues? What are they doing to get sponsors that would help reduce the cost the club is going to expend on this? So it's a very big one, and I like the fact that CAF has just brought this forward as early as possible. So there's enough time to prepare for it before the season begins, and there won't be any excuses from anybody saying we were not informed, we were not told. If you later now falter at the end of the day, we know where to push the blame and shine the camera on.
All right, beautiful. Mabuba, in just 30 seconds, looking at the situation of things, Rangers, Rivers United, Shooting Stars, just one more team left, to enter the qualification stage. Do you think they are ready? Aside from Rivers United, we know they played in the continent, so at least they know how to dot the I's and cross the T's.
The first round of the competition itself, both for the CAF Champions League and the Confederations Cup. But then you mentioned that Rivers United do have an experience right there played in Africa, although the result in itself did not turn out fine. Same thing